What's up, guys? Corey here. On this episode, we're going to talk about lead generation. I recently did a massive survey to my 1,000+ meetup community, asking them what their biggest challenges and pain points are in their business. And without question, the biggest response that I got was lead generation, client acquisition, funnels, lead magnets, basically just ways to get new clients into their business. And I definitely have a personal understanding of this challenge, both working as a personal trainer and as an occupational therapist. I was responsible in both of those roles for getting my own clients and patients. And I have made a lot of mistakes along the way. And so if I was to go over to ground zero and give advice to myself, these are the 3 places that I would go if I was looking for leads today. Let's go. So the very first place that I would look would be in your local community. So you are definitely in a community, whether it's big or it's small. The question is, are you involved in that community? Because if you're not, you're probably missing out on a very simple opportunity to find more leads. So we recently had a friend visit us here in Austin, Texas, and spend a few days with us. And on one of those nights, we took her to a new restaurant in town called The Well. They basically serve clean ingredients from local farmers in the local area. And as we were having dinner, I noticed that a man standing at the bar was on his laptop, and he was basically managing some of the staff. So I took it upon myself to go up and introduce myself, shook his hand, got his name, and just got to know him a little bit. Turns out he's actually a partner / co-owner in the company. And just through that one conversation, we actually ended up getting a free dessert out of this conversation. But the long story short to that is that he is somebody that I would love to be connected with. I'm very involved in the health, wellness, fitness community here in town specifically. And just by meeting this guy and shaking his hand, I now have a new connection. We actually recently connected on LinkedIn. And so now we can continue this relationship. But the moral of the story is, don't just be a bystander in your community. Find some way to get involved. There's probably gyms, there's probably chiropractors, there's probably farmers markets. If you put out good energy and good vibes and meet people in your local community, I can promise you that it will come back to you in some way or some form. We have opportunities to meet new leads or meet new people every single day. So don't miss the easy ones in your local community. The second place that I would look would be online. No matter how weird or unique you think your interests and quirks are, I can promise you, you are not as weird as some of these ones that I found online recently. One of them is called Fantasy Feeders, which is basically fat positive community. A second one is called Furries, which is people who dress up like animals. A third one is called Bronies, which is basically grown men who love Little Pony. And my personal favorite is actually there's a community of people who love putting peanut butter and mustard on toast or a sandwich and eating it. I will be completely honest. I did it because I made it because I wanted to take a photo of it and use it in my newsletter. And then as it sat there, I don't like to waste things. So I put it in the fridge. And then when lunch came around, I ended up eating it. And I'm not going to lie, it actually wasn't that bad. It's not as bad as you think it was. It basically just tasted like salty peanut butter. The mustard on it wasn't overpowering. This isn't a podcast about peanut butter mustard sandwiches. But the point of this is, no matter what interests that you have, there is a group for you on the internet. The trick to this, though, is not to just join all of the communities that you could possibly be a part of on the internet and start looking for leads. The trick to it is getting involved in that community, so be very careful about which community you decide to lean into. Is it a group of people that you want to talk to, have conversations with, eventually lead to DMs or conversations down the road? Do you want to contribute to the group or the conversation that's already happening? In other words, treat an online community just like you would an in-person community. Don't just show up to give your business cards. Actually be there to get involved and have conversations to get to know people. Those will eventually down the road very likely lead to leads. So the third place that I would go if I was looking for leads would be at events, and these can both be in person or online. I actually host a local in-person community here in Austin, Texas, and I will be honest, there's a lot of people there that I could potentially meet, but there's no way in any way, shape, or form that I could connect with all these people. I shake a lot of hands, I say hi to a lot of people, I give people the head nod every once in a while, but realistically, I know that I can't connect with all these people no matter how much I would like to. And so a simple tip and piece of advice to you, or even myself as a self-proclaimed introvert, is to just try to make one genuine connection. Even as the host of these events, I'll be honest, I don't really get a chance to connect with everybody. I'm just looking for one person that I could potentially connect with at this event that I want to continue this relationship down the road. And so that's my advice to you when you're looking for events to get involved with, whether it's in person or online, is just go with the intention of just making one genuine connection. And so if you're considering the next event that you want to go to, check your intentions just a little bit and realize that you're not there to connect with everybody. You're just there to make one genuine connection. So just as a final recap, if I was to start over from ground zero, or even if I was deep into my business and I was looking for leads, here's the 3 places that I would look to if I was looking for these connections to make. The first one would be in your local community. I'm sure there's opportunities every single day, whether it's at your grocery store or your barber shop or your local favorite sauna and ice place to make genuine connections. The second place would be online communities. There are so many unique niche communities out there. It's just about finding one that you want to be involved with and actually have a genuine conversation with these people in the community. And the third one would be events, whether they're in person or online. Obviously, none of these places that I just mentioned are that groundbreaking, but I think the trick is that if you have the right intentions when getting involved at these places, that they can lead to far better conversations and relationships and eventually leads down the road. I hope that's helpful. If there's any future episodes that you guys would like to see on the show going down the road, I'm always looking for ideas from my audience. Kind of the reason why I did that big survey to my recent audience, so that I know the challenges that people are dealing with, and then I can in turn provide you guys better content and value down the road. I love you guys. I hope this was helpful. Peace. Hey friend, thanks for listening to the show, and if you have any feedback for me about the show or any other guests that you'd want to see in the show, definitely shoot me a message. I love engaging with my audience and figuring out how I can provide the best value possible to the people listening to this show. Before you go, I only have one ask of you, and that would be to check out my 3 Tips Tuesday newsletter. It's 3 marketing tips every Tuesday specifically for the health and fitness entrepreneur to help them attract new leads. If you press the link in the description, it'll take you directly to the archive of all my previous newsletters, and you can decide for yourself if it's something for you. If you end up finding it helpful, you can just sign up for the newsletter and you'll get it in your inbox every Tuesday. Thanks again, and keep hustling, my friends.